their shit. So like breakfast.
We'll find out in 10 minutes time. So if you are watching the VOD, actually it still doesn't seem to be, here we go, we are live to YouTube. So if you're watching the VOD, we do like to just chat for the first 10 minutes to allow viewers to come in. So if you don't want to hear some world-class banter, then make sure to skip ahead around 10 minutes. And so, yeah, you asked me about local competitions. It's still not available outside of North America yet.
Really?
Yeah. So, none of us in Australia can do it.
Then how are the people in Australia supposed to get points?
You tell me.
Yo, what's up, Lachlan? How was your day? Did you have fun watching all the reading through all the YouTube comments? I'm assuming someone like Lachlan would be following what's going on with Way Spotter Gate.
Yeah, that was
Dude,
yeah,
people
what is your opinion
people
on
just spam Way Spotter with like, or Niantic Wayfair or whatever with like 100 things where they keep submitting the same thing over again, even though it's like they're bullshit like submissions and they know it.
Yeah.
And then so basically like Niantic was saying, well, banning them from Wayfair wasn't really doing anything. Like people weren't like taking the notes. So now they're just going to suspend their account for 30 days. Well, all I will say is like, I don't know. I'm sure some people probably, because with anything, there's going to be some like mistakes made.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's not the same for everybody. But I will say, people are going to think twice now about submitting that friggin' chalkboard, the sidewalk chalk on their front lawn, like or whatever. Yeah, like dude, I did like Wayfair submission, review before. You would literally have like, it'd be like, check out this mailbox at like the end of my driveway. It's like, what? Like,
yeah,
this is like, what is this shit? Like, so I think there's got to be a,
So you think it's like an overcorrection just to give people the idea, and then bring it back a little, or?
But then a lot of people online, I feel like they're just like, look I submitted this one stop and like it got rejected, and look, it's like a good thing. But they're like, don't worry about any of the other stuff I submitted. Like, we're not going to talk about that. We're just going to talk about this one thing and how it's unfair I got banned.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, there's going to be unfairness. Like, there's going to be some people probably get wrongly accused. It's the same with anything.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a perfect system, but yeah. Lachlan wants to talk about Psychic Cup, but we're not ready yet. We're going to talk about the Play Pokemon circuit, because I haven't talked to Fish in quite a while. So he doesn't know that I'm bald and famous now.
Do you listen to GoCast?
Not too often.
Okay. I talked about you on the last episode. Yeah. And to find out what I said, you'll have to no. I said that you did have a bit of a slow start to your Play Pokemon career with like a couple of like 2-2s and like a 1-2 here and there, but now
whoa, hold on. I never went 1-2, okay?
Okay.
I did have a couple 2-2s, but I've never gone 1-2.
Okay, my apologies. I'll have to issue a retraction next episode. But I went on to say that now that you I called it the boulder. Now the boulder started rolling down the hill. I don't think it'll stop, and I think that Lyle Jeffs is one of those people that we will be talking about, we'll be breaking records, we'll be setting records, like, he's made 17 top cuts in a row.
Like, let's just slow the roll, because like everyone can have like a bad tournament, like it's not the end of the world, but I definitely do feel a lot more comfortable at these events these days, which I think is a big part of performing well there. It's like you need to be calm and focused. Like if you're like shitting your pants, you're not going to probably perform that well. So Also, Astro was like really nice guy to chill with. So
Cool.
he was in pit. So yeah, I was sharing a bed with Astro in Pittsburgh.
Hello.
It was awesome. It was awesome.
It was awesome sharing a bed with Astro.
Yeah. He was snoring in my ear, and I was snoring right back in his ear.
Mutual snoring.
Dude, like the night before day 2, like I was trying to sleep, and literally I was like up at 3 a.m. and I couldn't go back to sleep because like he was snoring, and I was like kind of stressing. I was like, what am I gonna do? Like I need to get rest. Like
Yeah.
And then I was like kind of getting pissed.
And what, he wasn't getting pissed at you?
He was sleeping.
Yeah, but like you said, you were snoring at each other.
Yeah, but he was sleeping when I was snoring. I was awake when he was snoring.
Yeah, okay.
He wasn't affected by it. Let's just put it that way. Thank you so much. I can't read the name. Freight Truda?
Freya Amber.
Okay, thank you so much.
Also, did you hear that, or did I just have a stroke?
I heard something.
Yeah.
It was probably Lachlan.
Yeah, Lachlan. Just I don't know if that turned up on the stream.
Holy friggin' dolly!
Yeah, he's doing something. I'm gonna mute him soon. That's for sure.
Yeah, right. No, he's got admin privileges though.
I can still mute him. It doesn't matter.
Can you? Can a non-admin mute an admin?
Yeah, because I mute him from my end.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like you don't care about the stream. You just don't want to hear him.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so similar thing happened to me in Japan, where I was staying with Avrip and Ghost, and Ghost just snored like a freight train. And there was one point where I think this was like the day before World started, like he was snoring ridiculously loud, and Adam and I were both just like staring at the ceiling like, should we like murder him or and I ended up at one point, I just got fed up and grabbed my pillow and threw it across the room at him, and it hit him right in the face, and he just sat bolt upright and started speaking in tongues, and then sat and then lay back down again.
And it was a little quieter after that?
For a minute. And then it started back up again.
He needed headphones. Or, sorry, earplugs.
Earplugs, yeah. Avrip was trying to wear earplugs. Well, not earplugs. He had earphones, like earbuds. But, yeah, that didn't help.
Yeah, no, you need the actual earplugs, you know, like the ones they wear. I'll definitely bring those if I'm sharing a room with people again. I know I do snore, so I mean, it's like it can go up and down. Sometimes it's better than others, so but I'll bring a pair for my roommate as well.
You and I have to go to Japan together. Not Japan. Go to Honolulu together. You and I have to bunk. I promise not to snore.
Are you going to Honolulu?
Yeah, totally. I've got my plane
It's, how far is that from you? Like,
let me Google it. It's
because
long.
like it's long, but it's like, is it shorter than going to like North America, right?
Honolulu is North America.
No, it's not. It's part of the United States, but it's not in North America. Okay.
It's part of North America. Come on, man.
I wouldn't consider Hawaii's in the middle of the fucking ocean, dude. It's not in North America. Come on, get out of here with that shit.
It is 9,157 kilometers. Do I need to convert that to miles for anyone?
It says it's the only state outside North America. Clueless. Wikipedia for the win.
Okay, so does that mean everyone in the US and Canada gets like the out of region travel award?
US doesn't because it's the same country.
Right.
But Canada will.
It's the same country, but not the same continent.
Right.
Wow.
Don't ask me why. Yeah. It's actually pretty reasonable-ish for me to fly there compared to like Japan. So, plus I already have a pretty good head start on the points, whatever required. So,
I see you've been doing locals.
Well, I got second at Pitt, right? So
Okay,
that's
yeah, sure.
160 points. Fortunately, last year I would have already qualified, but is what it is. And I have done one local challenge so far, so that's 15.
Nice.
And this weekend we have a cup and a challenge near me. So, and I'm gonna get my brother to come and maybe one of my friends. So that's like 3 people already. So hopefully we can get the required people for that. And then if I do well there, I'll be pretty much like almost at. I could be like over 200 points basically. So.
How much would it be to fly to Honolulu?
For me, maybe I'm hoping it's somewhere around like somewhere between $700 and $1,000 Canadian.
Yeah, I mean that's doable, I guess.
That's reasonable.
Yeah.
You don't want to know how much Japan was because I also booked it late. So
yeah, you would have, and that's not through like lack of planning. Like you just qualified late. I really need the travel award. I feel like it's you to Japan would probably be similar to what me to North America is.
what did you say?
However much you spent on USA to Japan would probably be similar to how much I'd have to spend going from Adelaide to the US.
Well, good thing you're only going to Hawaii.
So I'm just saying I just need the travel award, and I need to find out what the level is to earn that award.
Well, it's based on other people, right?
Yeah.
So the real shitty thing is you guys don't have any ICs.
Yeah. I mean,
if you could,
yeah, go on.
I said if you could somehow make it to an IC, that would be like really big for your travel award. But then you would have to pay to go there anyways. So I don't know how worthwhile that would be for you.
I mean, they might start offering travel awards to get to ICs.
Possibly. That would be very nice if they did that. Because, like, currently, my plan is to do Toronto. And then someone was asking me if I was going to Charlotte. I'm not 100% sure. I think right now, Indy is the other one that I'm considering. So that would be only 3 regionals for me. I can do up to 6 for points, right? So, like...
Wait, can you only do up to 6 regionals?
You can do more than that.
Right.
But you can only accrue points from 6.
So I thought that applied to the challenges and cups, but not regionals.
It also applies to regionals.
Wow.
But they take your highest place at those points. So if you do better and you get, you get points from your 6 best regionals. And obviously there's only 3 ICs. So if you wanted to, you could go to all 3 ICs and like you... so basically we'll see how it goes, but 500, like if it was 400 points, I'd be feeling a lot better about where I'm at right now. But 500 still seems like a lot. Like even though I got like 160 in my first tournament, like I will still have to go to multiple other tournaments, and I'll definitely have to go to NAIC, which is in New Orleans this year, which is a lot further for me. So yeah.
So in that regard, I feel like it's like I have it a bit easier coming from Australia.
Probably, but you have only 3 regionals.
Yeah, so I have to.
How easy would it be to get it? Yeah, how easy? Like, is it expensive for you to fly around Australia, or is it like is there a discount airline you can fly relatively cheap or something? I don't know.
Yeah, there's an airline where you like it's all old timey biplanes. They're made of balsa wood.
Yeah.
You have to I don't know. Like spin the propeller to get it going.
Are you being serious or what?
No. Australia, it's the home of Qantas. World's most prestigious airline. World's best safety record.
Yeah.
But
Well, like,
also pretty
so
expensive.
if you go to all three, like, let's say you get top like 16, I think it's let me see here.
390 points if you top 8. But it's also, we say top 3. At the moment, there's no regional announced for Sydney. I cannot imagine a world in which Sydney doesn't get a regional. So I'm expecting there to be 4 regionals.
Yeah, if you get top 16, that's 80. That's 80 points per. So if you do like 4 regionals, let's say, and you get top 16 at least at each one, right? So that'd be 80 times 4. That'll put you at 320.
Yeah.
So then you just need to try to get some locals, and you'll be good.
It's Sosa Flow in the chat. Everyone say hi to Sosa
Yo,
Flow.
what's up,
Sosa
Sosa
And
Flow?
not miss Brisbane. Don't risk Sydney not getting a regionals by skipping Brisbane.
I don't know anything about Australia and their cities, so
They're
just
very
hope
far away
everyone's
from each
happy.
other. They're all dotted around the coast.
They should put have a regional in the outback.
And yeah, just Alice Springs right in the middle of the country.
Yeah, right in the dead center.
Yeah.
To make it fair for everybody, right?
It's only fair.
The easiest way to explain it would be if there was only 3 regionals in America, it was New York City, Florida, and Los Angeles, California.
That would be fair.
That's sort of the best way of explaining
Yeah.
it. Fish lives in Texas, using that analogy.
Oh, so Fish is getting shafted. Is what you're saying?
Oh, kind of like the people in LA, if they want to go to other regionals, have to fly across country for everyone. I only
Not
have
true.
to fly, except their own.
Well, there's quite a few. There's Portland. There's Sacramento. There's Vancouver.
I'm talking about like in the analogy of comparing Australia to USA.
Okay.
So like the people on the west have to in Australia have to fly to the east for every other regional.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like the thing is, right now is like all the regionals are kind of like annoyingly far from me right now.
Yeah.
Like the next one is next weekend in Peoria, and that's like it will be like over a 10-hour drive for me, which is like pretty far.
Yeah.
Like, and I've already taken a lot of vacation time this year, so I don't think it's reasonable for me to do any long trips this year, right? So
actually, what we're saying is I think Oceania might have it a little easier in some ways. I mean,
well, you only need 300 points,
Yeah.
right? But you also don't have the IC. So
Yeah.
you just, if you perform well at the regionals you tend to, you'll be fine. Also, there's less people there, which means you have more higher
chance of
chance
top
of
eight.
getting like top 6, top 8,
Yeah.
right? Like I expect FishOnAHeater to top 8 at least one of those regionals, right? Like
for
if
sure.
you go to 3.
Like legit.
And like Valiant Fish and like all the people that qualified last year, Valiant Fish, Rob Drago, like those people are consistently going to be getting in like top 16, top 8 at pretty much every regional, right? So it'll be interesting to see how it shakes out. Yeah, for sure.
All right, I think that 10 minutes has turned into 19. So
All right, let's start talking about the Psychic Cup, what
The
everyone
Psychic
came
Cup.
for.
Psychic. All right. So I am
First
going
Pokemon.
I think the first thing. Oh, hello, Golden Dragon. Thank you for the follow, and here is your dab. I would want to start by just narrowing down. These are the Pokemon that are viable. It's Victini down to Raichu, so those 7. I will put Bronzong and G-Bro in the viable list, even though they're problematic.
They're problematic?
And Claydol. We'll get to it.
Claydol sucks.
Look, Claydol's been giving me a bit of trouble.
Yeah, well, you have a Pokemon that gets completely walled by it. It makes sense. I haven't seen any Lugia this time. Last time I saw like the odd Lugia here and there.
Really?
But this time it's nowhere to be found.
Yeah, I mean, because everything's Galarian,
Everything beats it.
Slowking, Malamar, and of course, if you are running a Alolan Raichu, that beats it too. I also have been beaten by a Shadow Girafarig.
Yeah, Girafarig's pretty good with Tackle.
The Tackle Psychic Fangs combo. But yeah, that's definitely it. So, let's start with Victini at the top.
I wish I had a Victini still for Great League, but I don't. So
yeah, built it for Justicar Cup.
For Justicar Ultra League Edition. And I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't think you need a Victini to succeed in this cup. Like my son, you know, he's really good at GBL too, and he's doing quite well in this cup without a Victini. So.
The play with the Victini, like, you got to lead with it, right?
I wouldn't necessarily say you don't have to lead with it, but I would say it's most common in the lead.
Yeah. Okay.
Like it's also a good closer, right? They have 100. Like imagine like some shields down, and like you see a Victini come in, and it gets like 3 quick attacks on your like very low HP Malamar, and you're going like, oh god, like this thing's about to just start ripping V creates off. What am I gonna do, right?
Yeah.
So I think it definitely has play, but I'd say definitely most common in the lead.
Interesting.
And you definitely want V create overheat in this meta.
Yeah, for sure. Because an overheat does, like, it one shots a Malamar, doesn't it?
Doesn't quite one shot it, but with quick attack damage.
Yeah, right.
It does. But like, see, the nice thing about Victini, it's saying like it's a psychic type that beats Malamar, which is, if you look at Malamar, it loses to a lot of the psychic types, right? Or sorry, a lot of the psychic types lose to Malamar.
Yeah.
Like
Victini will beat that.
Bronzong, Claydol, Bruxish, Echu, Slowking, all sorts of stuff, right? And you have to land the overheat, though. See, like overheat does 77%.
Plus the quick attack's doing 3% per quick attack.
Yeah, so that's why over time it adds up.
Yeah.
But usually I don't shield Victini in the lead. Like if I have a bulky Pokemon, because I just rely on my backline usually versus it, because they always V create. They never overheat.
Yeah.
So
until shields are down.
Yeah.
Well, define a bulky Pokemon in this meta.
I'd say Slowking is pretty bulky. Malamar's decently bulky. Like
1922.
Yeah. I also strongly recommend, if anyone has it, to use the research IVs on Malamar. Like you want to attack weighted Malamar in this cup. Probably the higher the attack, the better, because you want to win CMP over other Malamars, right? And also.
Unfortunately, higher attack Malamar won't let the foul plays do enough so you can get there with 2. That's the really annoying thing about the Malamar mirror. It's like 2 foul plays is just not enough.
Yeah, no, 2 foul plays aren't enough in the Malamar mirror, regardless. But winning CMP is huge. Also, you could potentially lose CMP to the slows if you have a high stat product Malamar. So like if you have a high attack Malamar, you pick up the slows, you pick up Victini, you pick up the mirror. Like it's really beneficial in this cup, I would say. Like the one that I run on, so I actually have 2 Malamars built for Great League, and one is a high attack one for because of this meta. So the one I built is a 10-10-15.
Yeah, I think that's similar with me too. I have Yeah, mine's like 13, 14 attack. I think I just needed a Malamar for a particular Silph Cup. And I was like, just get it done. I don't care how bad it is. Just do it. So basically, like, Malamar is good against... Like, here's the dynamic of this cup. Malamar is good against...
Malamar can beat everything.
Everything, except maybe, like, maybe Galarian Rapidash, and definitely...
But the thing
Gardevoir.
is, it can beat everything in this cup, given the right energy and shield scenarios. Like, it can literally beat everything. Like, you just one-shot the fairies with a Hyper Beam.
Yeah.
And even a foul play does, like, a crap... It does over half. It does, like, almost 60%. Like, 55-60% to Galarian Rapidash. Yeah. So, like, it is the best Pokemon in this cup, 100%.
Well,
like,
I still think Galarian Rapidash is the best Pokemon in the cup because that can beat everything too with in the right situation. Like if you're running a high horsepower, you can beat the Galarian Slowbro as well. I
am aware of that, but in a Psychic Cup, if you have Dark typing, you can't tell me that's not the best Pokemon. Like,
yeah. I'm still saying Galarian Rapidash has it. And look, PvPoke agrees by almost 2 whole points.
I don't always agree with PvPoke. I still think Malamar is the best Pokemon. I also could... There's an argument that Slowking could be one of the best Pokemon too, I think.
There's the argument, yeah. And that's it. That's the triangle, right? It's Galarian, Slowking, Rapidash, and Malamar. Like, those 3 make an amazing core just on their own. But then if you want to...
The best 3 Pokemon, in my opinion.
But then there are a couple of options for stepping outside of that, like your Victini, like your Bruxish.
I've never used Bruxish. Okay. I don't like its playstyle, but I do know that Wholesome just hit Expert earlier today with Bruxish, so he seems to like it. But I don't particularly like it, but it's just like a fast move pressure Pokemon, right?
Mm-hmm. Interesting this matchup, the Bruxish versus G-1. I'm surprised to see that G- wins that one in the ones. And that's landing a Mega Horn. Would you throw a Mega Horn? I would have thought you'd just go straight Body Slam.
Body Slam doesn't kill though, and your Fairy Winds aren't doing any damage.
Well, I'm thinking with shields up, you'd just go straight body. Like, if shields are down, of course, you'd just go straight to the Mega Horn, right?
But you lose unless you land a Mega Horn, right? So it's kind of an awkward matchup.
Yeah, okay, yeah, Bruxish is winning. As it, like, all Bruxish needs is 1 shield, and then it's winning.
Yeah, but if you get an energy lead on, like, if you're able to, like, get a couple Fairy Winds on, like, a Malamar or something, then you can start spamming Body Slams, and you'll be fine. Like, give it, like, 2 Fairy Wind lead.
I think 1 even might be enough. Yeah, 1's enough.
Yeah. So it's, like, it's easily flipped based on just energy management and whatnot. And then if you come into that with a bit of extra energy, and they only have 1 shield, you might as well just go for the Mega Horn anyways, because they might try to call a Body Slam, right?
Yeah. And the other thing about G- is it's a little hard when you're facing one. It's a little hard to keep track of their energy as opposed to other Pokemon. Like, for Malamar, it's just every time 5 Psycho Cuts per foul play. But with G-, it's 4 Fairy Winds to a Body Slam, 7 to the Mega Horn, or 10 to both. Like what?
Yeah, it's after you throw the first move, it's 1 less to the next one, right?
Yeah. What are you using for Sims? This is a website called PvPoke.
It's called PvPoke.
Yeah.
Really good website.
Oh, you can see the website at the top of the... Oh, no,
do you want to discuss it all, now that we're talking about Rapidash a bit, do you want to discuss it all moveset on Rapidash?
Yeah.
Because I am still a strong believer that I think Mega Horn is the best charge move to run a Rapidash.
Go on.
But I know a lot of people like high horsepower, but I just think Mega Horn is just better general coverage in this cup. Like you can actually lose to like Malamar if you don't have Mega Horn.
Can you?
Yeah, if the Malamar has like a slight energy lead, because like body slams don't do that much damage to it. Like
Body Slam does 32%. Fairy Winds are doing 3.6. So 7.2, 14.4. You've done 14.4, 47% damage after a Body Slam.
Typically, how I play them out, like if they swap to Malamar and I counter with my Rapidash, if they don't build up to the Hyper Beam, I don't shield, and I CMP them on the second foul play with a Mega Horn.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm saying, like, if you want to get this off, you're going to have to shield. And then if they shield, I shield again, and I CMP them on the next one with another Mega Horn. That's the way I play it. Because then they're thinking, oh, a Body Slam doesn't kill from here. They're going to have to throw a Mega Horn, and I throw the Mega Horn. So that's usually how I play it. And, like, look how much damage a higher horsepower does to it.
53%.
So, like, end-game scenario, that can cost you sometimes, right? But a Mega Horn does 150% to that. And, like, the only thing, like, I don't know. I just think overall Mega Horn's better. But I know there's definitely some valid reasoning to be running the other move, for sure.
And I have managed to win some battles in the end game with my G King by just surviving the high horsepower. The high horsepower doesn't one shot, whereas the Mega Horn on the Malamar will just destroy it.
Yeah, like high horsepower is not as good a move as Mega Horn either.
Yeah, for sure.
Plus, you have the ability to hit things like Claydol, right? There's other psychic types in this meta that you want to hit. Claydol, Bruxious, things like that you would actually want to like one-shot that you can't with the high horsepower. High horsepower is just about helping Rapidash in his losing matchups, basically, right?
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I would just rather, like, want it to be more offensive. That's my playstyle. And like it's not like,
yeah, go on.
I was just saying it's not like Mega Horn doesn't do anything to like a Bronzong or something.
Yeah.
If you land did you know if you land a Mega Horn and a Body Slam, you can Fairy Wind down a Bronzong with 2 shields after that. So like I flipped Switch earlier today in one of my matches, and it would have been a completely RPS game because it was like a Malamar lead and their back Pokemon was Metacham. So like, it would have been completely RPS, but I was able to flip it. It's like if you play out like the 2 1s. See? 2 1s, Bronzong loses. 2 2s, Bronzong loses. Even with Mega Horn. Like, you look at that. It's going straight Mega Horn, and you land a Body Slam at the end. Yep. It's like
That's pretty wild.
You can get away with not having the high horsepower, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I will say that I don't think it's as hard to guess if you're facing a Rapidash as you might think, because if it's in the lead, I've found they're always running Mega Horn. If it's on the swap, I've found they're always running high horsepower, from what I've seen.
I usually safe swap my Rapidash, and if they bring in like something weak to ground, I just usually bait.
Mm-hmm.
I just build up and throw the Body Slam.
Yeah.
So they don't over farm, and then if they don't shield, I'll just like keep spamming Body Slams basically. Or if they do shield, I'll build up again, and sometimes I try to CMP them like one before I would reach the Mega Horn or something, or the higher horsepower, because they don't want me to get there. So sometimes you can even like get like a cheeky CMP like that too, which is pretty funny. Depending on what elo range you're in, though, I will say. Because like that requires you expecting your opponent to do something, like very smart. So like if you're in a different elo range where maybe they might not know the counts so much, like you're saying, it can be tricky with Galarian Rapidash with the pacing. Maybe that's not the smartest play, but definitely sometimes it's very surprising. You can get people to like, you CMP them one before you would make a move because they're not going to let you make the move, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's
Yeah.
definitely plays. And if they bring, like, there's a team with the Malamar lead, and they bring in the Galarian Slowbro or whatever into my thing. You get a shield, you land like a move or something, and you can basically like farm up so much energy on your Slowking that you can land a Shadow Ball on their Malamar, and you have 2 shields left, and then you bring in your own Malamar. Their Malamar is in foul play range at that point after landing a Shadow Ball, which is really big.
And I think Shadow Ball does pretty much the same damage to a Malamar as what Foul Play does.
It hits. I think it does more. Like, Shadow Balls are really good.
I think with the hexes, it does more over time. But I think the move itself is similar. Foul Play does 62%, Shadow Ball does 46%, so... No, the Malamar's doing a lot more. I think it's just with the hexes, they kind of even out.
I think you meant the foul play on a Malamar does the same as a Shadow Ball on a Malamar.
No, you're right, yeah. So Malamar, Power Play is doing 39%, Shadow Ball from Slowking, I think that was 43%.
Yeah.
Or 46% even.
Yeah, Shadow Ball's a really good move, right? So it's one of the better moves in the game. I just think this move combination is like really busted. If this thing had Shadow Claw, it would be like the most broken Pokemon in the cup.
Man.
The only thing holding it back is just the clunkiness of Hex.
Yeah, because like if you're against a Malamar, they can like outpace to a Power Play. Like you might be ahead on energy and they'll still outpace to a Power Play and KO you.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you land 2 Foul Plays, how much do they have? No, not Superpower. Get out of here. Here's one. I want to explore like when it might be better to land Foul Plays versus Hyper Beams. Because like it seems like they both throwing 2 Foul Plays seems to do pretty much the same amount of damage as 1 Hyper Beam.
To what?
To in the mirror.
Okay, so a Hyper Beam and a Foul Play kills. But 2 Foul Plays don't kill, right?
Yeah.
So it just depends on what range they're in. Also, if you've hexed them a little bit or got some chip damage, because Psycho Cut does like 1 damage.
Yeah.
So it does nothing.
It's legitimately
it's
one.
It's triple resisted.
So here we go. The rank 1. If you hit them with 2 Foul Plays, you still need to throw 20 more Psycho Cuts to be able to farm down, which is not viable.
Exactly, which is why I always like if there's a Malamar in the lead, let's say, if I can chip it a little bit with like a Surf or a Shadow Ball, then it puts them in like a very difficult situation because my Malamar can kill theirs, and I can eat I can eat 2 of their charge moves technically, right? So it's like really a powerful situation to be in.
And the Hyper Beam getting him to 33 HP, which means the 2 Foul Plays are doing slightly more. But that is like very slight. So like you have to be very on top of like exactly how much you've chipped them to work out whether like 2 Foul Plays or 1 Hyper Beam is the way to go.
Well, Foul Play's 45 energy. So 2 would be 90, right? And a Hyper Beam is 80, right? Yeah. So technically, it's less energy to throw 1 Hyper Beam. So keep that in mind as well. But if you can over farm more if you do the Foul Play route, right? Let's say you have a shield, you could throw 1 Foul Play, then over farm a bunch, and then throw another Foul Play. Then you leave with more energy. Then if you go to 100 energy in Hyper Beam, you only leave with 20 energy, right? Yeah. But if you could potentially leave with like a Foul Play or more if you go the double Foul Play route. So there are pros and cons to both. But did you see this? So it's saying Slowking has a 68% win rate against the meta. Okay. And then if you give it Shadow Claw, it goes up to 84% win rate against the meta.
Who's it losing to? Still Malamar.
Giraffe
Of
Rig,
course.
Malamar, and Slowking with Hex. Probably just because they're baiting you or something. I don't even know.
Yeah, go into it. Check it out. Yeah, beating Bruxish. That's wild.
Hex charges slightly quicker, I guess.
So what, you get to the Shadow Ball. Yeah, that makes sense.
No, you would actually CMP them, actually. If you...
That didn't look like CMP.
Oh, this would be 1, 2, 3 would be CMP, right?
Huh.
So it would come down to a
Wow.
CMP if you throw an alignment.
Yeah.
Because 3 Shadow Claws is 6 turns, right?
And you have to successfully bait as well.
They're both baiting.
Yeah.
But but look at the difference in damage up to this point.
Yeah,
Like,
that's huge.
This Malamar, this Slowbro is in like 54% health. The other one are like 54 HP. The other one's at 83. Shadow Claw is doing 7 damage per 2 turn versus 7 damage per 3 turns. So it's a big difference.
Yeah.
Like Hex has not been known to do like massive damage, right? So
Yep. Good point.
but yeah, so we've talked about Victini, we talked about Rapidash, we talked about Slowking. Did we talk about Slowking? Yeah, we kind of did.
Yeah, we've talked about it a fair bit.
It can base it's like Malamar too. Like it can beat almost anything in the meta. It can even take out Malamar given the right situation, right? Because we saw how much Shadow Ball does. So, and look at this, even Claydol, it's a 483 battle rating. And they're doing super effective mud slaps. And you're baiting a Surf, landing a Shadow Ball, it's barely surviving.
So like, if you safe swap a G King and they counter with the Claydol, do you get the energy you need, or no? You need like
Just straight up. But you would guarantee a shield, right?
yeah.
Because if they don't shield, you can flip switch, as you see here in the 1-0s or the 2-0s. Apparently the 2-1s you can't, probably just because of the mud slap damage.
Yeah, they're just straight farming you down.
But like you can just go. It says here double Surf kill, so they will have to shield one of them, and then.
In my specific situation, when I'm running a Alolan Raichu lead, if I lead into a Claydol, then like there's no option. I have to win switch. Like,
yeah,
I got no option.
Well, yeah. What are you gonna do? Wild Charge? I saw some people running Grass Stomp, but I'm just like, I don't think that's the play. I think you just like pray you don't line it on a Claydol, right? Like, it's just so much better with Thunder Punch.
Yeah, the amount.
And we
you're
saw
losing
where
is-
Claydol's ranked.
Yeah.
It's 23rd.
Like it's
Like,
what's it good for? It's specifically good
RPS.
for the
That's what it is.
Yeah, the Raichu. Anything it's super effective against, basically. So poisons, fires,
Based on
steals,
this,
and
it's
electrics.
mainly just the steals. Look, it says here it even loses the Bronzong.
Yeah, right.
So it basically is really good for Alolan Raichu and Victini, I would say. Those are the two best matchups.
Can you just go straight like heavy slam there, or do you have to land the payback?
No, you would definitely have to land a payback. Oh no, this is straight heavy slam.
Yeah.
Feint Attack is also super effective, right?
Yeah.
So, but they do throw a Shadow Ball. I wonder if you just go straight Scorching Sands, and I wonder if you get a debuff here. Can you survive? Yeah. So if you get a debuff as the Claydol, you can win the ones.
I mean, Focus Blast, Hypno, Dugong.
Have you gone over how OP Hypno is in this cup? I have not.
We
I
haven't
think
gotten
Hypno
to
kind of
Hypno.
sucks.
We haven't scrolled that far down yet.
Hypno is 18. Shadow is 35. So in general, you don't want Psychic type fast move damage in this cup. You don't want Psychic damage, right? Because every Pokemon is part Psychic. So at worst, or at best, I guess you could say you're hitting something like a Galarian Slowking neutral, right?
It doesn't just learn Confusion fast move.
It learns what?
It's
Then
got
Headbutt?
Yeah, it's in Headbutt.
Then Thank you. I'm aware.
But just above it though, Shadow Latios. That's another fast move pressure Pokemon.
I've seen some people try to make it work. I don't know how good it is, but obviously I don't think it's that good.
If you don't get it, so my team doesn't have a fairy on it, and that causes me a lot of trouble. Like, I've done very poorly against Shadow Latioses in the past.
Well, this is another thing but the Raichu matchup's like kind of close. I guess a Wild Charge probably hits this thing pretty hard. But I mean, like, you lose to Malamar, you lose to... This here you're losing to Victini, okay? Like, what kind of shit is this? You're a Dragon type. I don't know. I wouldn't use it.
You can double shield your way through anything, I would say. Like, except for the fairies. Let me multi-battle this.
I'm surprised this one... I haven't seen anyone trying this one, the Delphox.
Well, you reckon Delphox has play?
Well, it's the same typing as Victini, isn't it? So
therefore, it's any good.
It has Mystical Fire, which is interesting. And Blast Burn, like, I mean, doesn't look that good though. I've seen a couple people running like Lunatone or Solrock for like fast move pressure because it does beat like Victini. But looks like it loses to pretty much most other things.
Look at that. He absolutely crushed Malamar in the suits.
With what?
Latios.
Yeah, I would assume you crush a lot of things with that much Dragon Breath pressure in the twos.
So you lose to... The only surprising loss I see here is Claydol.
It's just bulky. And it's doing... Probably the Mud Slaps are hitting back pretty hard.
Yeah.
So I'm looking down here. It seems like a lot of these picks are pretty horrible. Girafarig is like the lowest viable one, maybe, right?
Shadow Mewtwo.
No, I wouldn't say Shadow Mewtwo is viable. Metagross, I've seen some people running Metagross. Again, it's just it's too RPS. Yeah. Like when the cup gives you this flexible options, why would you want to go for like the RPS option, right?
I mean it's a strat. That might be a way to go.
It's a strat. It works sometimes, but
50% of the time it works every time.
Wobbuffet, we got Wobbuffet, we got Slow Kings. Okay, so here we go. We got the bros, like the Kanto bros, and the I don't know what gen this is from. So we got the Water Bros here. They're all grouped together. What do you think about the Water Bros?
No good since the Galarian versions got Surf, I guess.
But Water Gun is an interesting fast move pressure in this meta. Like it hits most things neutral, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like that matchup with Rapidash is like super uncomfortable.
So how would you play it? Well, I mean, from the Slowbro side, you just straight up Water Gun and Surf, right? There's no shenanigans there.
Ice Beam, it's recommending maybe for like the odd. I don't even know what for you to use Ice Beam for. Yeah, I honestly don't even think you need two moves. Yeah. Like maybe Ice Beam does more damage in certain situations. Like I guess against Latios, you would probably want to Ice Beam it if shields were down. But other than that, like, and then Slowking's recommending Fire Blast, which I guess makes sense, like for like some big hard hitting damage. You could probably also run Blizzard, I guess. Either one is probably fine. I've seen some people run like the double slow line, like the double water gunners. Have you faced any of those?
Do you approve or not? Disapprove?
Just tell you what to run. Michael asks. Well, as I've stated already, I think Galarian Slow King Rapidash and Malamar is the best team in the cup. So, and Fish seems to think that Raichu is also very good, which I tend to agree with. So I think if you have any variation of that, you will do fine. It just
And Victini.
what you want to do is
Also very good.
learn the yeah, and Victini as well. If you take time to learn the meta, learn some matchups, it will become super easy for you. Like I know this meta very well. Like my son was at 2300 elo yesterday, and today my son is at 2650. So yeah, basically that was in 11 sets. I climbed like 100 or 350 elo. So
Far out.
I think
you
it's
had to outdo me, couldn't it? I was so proud of it. Like 2 days of climbed 300 points, but no, you're like, yeah, 350 for me. Get out of here, Lyle.
Yeah, it's well, that was my son. He's really good. But I just like know this meta very well, and I remember it from last time. And like I'm just like I know the teams for the most part, and like how to play and get advantages. So if you can like learn those things, we still have another week and a half of this cup. Like if you really want to try to push in GBL, you can do it with this meta 100%. Don't get too upset with like 1 or 2 games of RPS and try to change your team or like or whatever. Like try to actually make critical decisions and like learn from any mistakes you've had. So
see, that feels like such a great end point. But
no, we're not done yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Fish, you sit back down.
Gardevoir, trash. I wouldn't run it. Even the Charm Shadow Gardevoir, like again, it's okay. It's fun to like meme every once in a while and like, oh, like look how much charm damage I'm doing. This is hilarious. But like at the end of the day, like you look how polarizing the matchups are, right? Like this is the problem with charm. It's like you hard win, hard lose, right? There's no in the middle. So whereas if you look at the thing like Rapidash, it's like you have some hard wins, but you also have some like neutral-ish wins like Bronzong, Gardevoir, Raichu 351, Victini is 248, but you can make these matchups closer by like playing them differently. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend the Charmer, but I mean if you want to try it, you can.
So we've had a couple of people bringing up the giraffe. Interesting that...
Yeah, we talked about it.
Oh, I mean, not much. We haven't really gone into the matchups. I find it interesting that the regular is higher ranked than the shadow.
Well, it's a little bulkier. It can tank like body slams and stuff a little better, right? And surfs. The thing is, you're a normal type, so like Galarian Slowking, you like destroy Galarian Slowking with the like resisting their ghost type stuff, right?
I wouldn't say you destroy it though. Those, I mean, the 2 giraffes I've faced have been shadow, so make of that what you will. But the hexes haven't done no damage, and then you like hexes plus a couple of surfs have taken it out, and then they're just like doing gradual tackle damage on their end. So
yeah, they're just debuffing you and doing tackle damage, right? Basically, like
yeah. But I'm
it's
saying
fine.
It's playable. Like it's not the.
I think it's I think it's a decent Pokemon. I just think it's kind of targeted. Like you're gonna find yourself. You're not gonna line it up perfectly like every time, right? So, which might be kind of annoying. Also, Tackle can be a little slow, and you also have Psychic Fangs as your lowest energy move, which is like resisted by much of the meta, right? So, I think it's still good, but I don't think it's meta.
I'm seeing that for quite a few matchups against Galarian Rapidash, you can overcome it by not shielding the first body slam.
Yeah, Rapidash is like a bit of a bait nuke type mon, right?
Which it's like a lot of bait dependent Pokemon are like sim heroes. I wouldn't call Galarian Rapidash a sim hero per se.
No.
But like you do improve your odds if you call a bait on the first move.
Yep. I mean, same can be said for Raichu. Same can be said for Galarian Slowking. Like, there's a few different mons in this meta where, they have bait potential, and it can change the dynamic of the matchup based on how you call or correctly call or shield, right? There is 2 other Pokemon here that maybe 3 that I would like to talk about just briefly. Cresselia, I have not seen one. And I think the only thing it does well is it has Grass Knot for the ground and water types. Other than that, I would probably not suggest using Cresselia.
How much does a Moonblast do to Malamar? And then how much does a Foul Play do in return?
Moonblast does about 70, almost 60 or 68%. Foul Play does 40. But they drastically outpace you, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Crest wins the zeros, but the Malamar is never going to play the zeros. They're just going to shield once and like farm up like a bunch of energy, and then they have like 28 HP, and like look, they don't even have to throw this Foul Play. They have 1 HP. Like, you just Psycho Cut down, and they leave with like basically a Foul Play, and that's going to hurt your team, right?
Yeah.
Even if you come in with the Ponyta here, they're going to get off 1 Foul Play, and they're going to force you to throw energy, or they're going to have to double shield or something. And Medicham, okay, it's number 8, but it's a very RPS Pokemon. It's only good for like basically 2 Pokemon in my opinion, Bronzong and Malamar. Those are the only thing it's good for.
I'm impressed it beats Bruxish.
Yeah, because you're neutral bites, right?
Yeah.
But it destroys Malamar pretty well, like with Dynamic Punch. But I think there is a if you have a high attack Malamar, it's a better matchup. So if you look here, it's 744, and we go high attack, it's 702. So it's slightly better. Also, if you turn off baiting and you correctly shield the dynamic, you can get a little closer, but it's still not amazing. Dynamic, I guess, does like almost 50%. But again, Medicham just doesn't seem very good. It's basically you're just targeting Malamar mainly because Bronzong's not as popular, right?
Yeah.
I think it's still good. I think Bronzong's still good.
It's playable.
Because you resist anything that resists charm is nice. You beat the Rapidash and the Slowbro and like 1 shield in Claydol and stuff. And you do have play against, having that dark type fast move is pretty nice. Oh, but it is a little slow. And definitely the Malamar is going to be much more popular than the other one, right?
Mm-hmm. What else has dark type damage in this cup?
Bruxish.
Yeah.
Bronzongs. Basically, those are the 3. Bruxish, Malamar, Bronzong. Xatu has Feint Attack. No.
Thunderbolt and Energy Wall with Sucker Punch.
That's the problem is its charge moves, right? Maybe if it had if it had something better. Oh, are you planning on? Oh, we can talk about it at the very end, but we'll just keep going. Then I'll chat with you briefly about something at the very end. Remind me.
Orangaroo. Orangaroo.
Orangaroo's horrible.
Because
it has confusion.
Yeah.
But it has Foul Play. But the problem is the fast move. It's very bad. If it had Tackle. Like, if Orangaroo had Tackle, I think it would be, probably top meta, to be honest with you.
Yeah, stuck with confusion. Like, if it had, I don't know, if it had Feint Attack, that would be quite good.
So, look at it. Right now, it's a 317 against the meta. 3 wins, 16 losses. That's horrible. You're going to just lose almost every game, right?
It's not even doing that well against your slows.
So, if you had Tackle... It goes up to 9 wins, 10 losses against the meta.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
All right.
If you had Feint Attack, it's still 9 wins, 10. So I think Tackle would be pretty good for like a stab tackle.
For sure. Give it Hex.
And yeah, I think that's I mean, I don't really have too much to say about this cup other than that. We talked about everything, but in my opinion, I would only run Slowking, Malamar, Rapidash, Victini, Raichu, and I think maybe Bronzong. Those are the only Pokemon I would actually run in this cup if I was building a team. The other stuff is viable, but I don't think I would use them just because they're not my playstyle and they're too targeted.
This Delphox Malamar matchup in the one shields actually doesn't look too bad. The only issue is they're shielding a Mystical Fire. I doubt they shield a Mystical Fire. I think they let that first one go.
Well, it could be a Blast Burn.
It could be. But like if it was straight Blast Burn, they'd probably be able to tank it, right?
I didn't say it was bad, Manadugang. I said that I wouldn't play it. Those are the only mons I would play.
Because he thinks it's bad.
Because I think it's bad. But the general consensus is it's playable. So I will agree with people that it has some play as an RPS Pokemon. Are you happy?
Yeah, like if you... Obviously they're outpacing to the Foul Play. And you shield that, you're telegraphing to them that you plan to Mystical Fire them.
Yeah, I mean, well, Foul Play basically one-shots. So yes, that is code for as bad. How much?
82%.
Holy shit!
What, more or less than you thought?
How much does a fire? That's a lot. How much does a Fire Spin do?
Fire Spin does 5.9%. That's a lot.
I mean, so they'll KO.
Oh no, the Foul Play is doing 82% to the Delphox.
Oh, not the Blast Burn.
Yeah, the Blast Burn does 72%.
Okay, so Blast Burn does about the same as like an Overheat, and you're not debuffing yourself.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Takes you longer to get there. 50% longer. Oh no, sorry, not the Overheat, the V-Create. It takes 50% longer than a V-Create.
Yeah. Yeah, Fire Spin's not great. That's probably, honestly, mostly what's holding this thing back.
Yeah.
Because it is, I know it's a little glassy, but I think the typing and moveset is not horrible for this meta. It's like 1671. It's a little glassy.
Yeah.
But it'll hit very hard. But I mean, it's got 10 out of 10 wins, 9 losses in the meta. It's not the worst.
And look at those losses. Like Slowbro, you're not going to see many Slowbro. And of course, the Fire type is going to lose to the Slowbro. What I would say is that if you are running Delphox into Malamar, don't bother Mystical Firing, because like that's not going to allow you to survive an extra, what's it called? Foul Play. And
it does. You survive the Foul Play after Mystical Firing.
It won't allow it. Like you survive it without Mystical Firing as well.
You said it does 80-something%. Like the Psycho Cut's got to be adding up.
The Psycho Cuts are doing 1.8, so after 5 Psycho Cuts, you're doing 9% damage. Foul Plays, yeah, so you still got 9% of your health left.
Oh, no big deal. Only 9% of your health left.
Which is another 5 Psycho Cuts, so yeah, I can kind of see it.
I mean, it's the difference between them being able to fast move you down and them having to throw another charge move, right?
So if you try and throw straight Mystical Fire, yeah, like you're not going to survive an extra one. I mean, okay, hang on, what if you shield the first one here? Yeah, that's what we're trying to work out, Z-Tub.
Well, some of us don't have a Victini for Great League anymore, so we might have to try the Delta.
Morons.
And some of us just want to know, what does the fox say, if you know what I'm saying, right?
Okay, so you can get to a second Mystical Fire. You can't get to a Blast Burn. And the second Mystical Fire KOs in the 0-1s. Or in the 1-0. Hey, Gouchy.
Okay.
You do just survive. But
I think I researched this like a long time ago. If they gave Delphox, well, how much damage is Mystical Fire?
45.
Yeah, if it was 40, I think it would be a little better, but it's okay. ABB fire lines with both of them. Yeah, I mean, that could be interesting. I mean, if you safe swap to Delphox, they might think it's like a Victini, right? And then you could like debuff it, and maybe if it's like a Ponyta in the lead, you can like farm down like a Malamar or something, come up with like a crap ton of energy. It could be an interesting strategy.
So okay, that can get close. And if you go straight blast burn, they expect the mystical fire and no shield, then you do flip that.
If you what?
So if they're expecting you to mystical fire and they no shield and you end up throwing a blast burn, then you do flip that.
So you win the zeros, guaranteed a shield.
Yeah.
But if they shield, they have like full health and energy.
True. True.
So it's like it's high risk, high reward, right?
Yeah.
But interesting. Definitely something to consider.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're pretty much done. Fish since next week is also Psychic Cup and Open Great League, did you want to go over any of the Battle Frontier metas? I know we're in week 3 now, but
yeah, I'm down. If you want to do it.
Because we have another basically week and a half until we go to Sunshine Cup. And then after that it's all 3 leagues again. And then it's Sunshine Cup again. So we're gonna have a lot of time coming up as well.
My only hang up is how many people are playing Battle Frontier?
I would say quite a few. There's how many teams are there? Well, the rankings are on PvPoke. You do know that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Let me see pairings. Okay, teams. Looks like there's
But do you wanna have this conversation up here?
there's at least 48, maybe 50 teams.
50 teams.
Something like that.
And I guess making more targeted content like that would, because I'm cautious about like the thousands of people that play GPO, and we've got like 10 people watching this right now. But I guess,
yeah, but I think less people. I mean, it's not so much about the live thing as like we're talking about it now. Then you make your YouTube video.
Yeah.
People can go watch it later. Like, it's maybe this isn't the most interesting to watch in the moment, but people will digest the content, and then you get your 5-minute breakdown out of that.
Oh, and
if people want to see, it's 6.
Yeah,
okay,
we've extended it by 20%.
And then if people want to learn more, they can come and just check out and like scroll through and try to find what they want. So
yeah, sure.
It's up to you.
Yeah, we'll talk off here. I'll find someone to raid.
Okay. Who's online? Let's see here. Brown Baller's online.
Kyle Throws.
He's probably going to be done soon.
All right.
He was streaming when I started, so when we started.
We got Fleece King, a Legend Tuna.
Yeah, exactly.
Dragon Silk. Is it Dragon Silk or Dragon
Yeah.
Silk?
How about we raid Brown Baller? He raided me a couple times, and you guys, as reference, is priceless. See, if we can help a few people, that's all that we care about, and you get content for Pallet Town, so you're loving every minute of it, as they say. Yep.
Another advertisement quickly that tomorrow, I think it's like it's very soon. I think what day is it today? It's No, this doesn't have the day of the week. What day is it? I'm genuinely lost. What day is it? It's Wednesday for me.
Tuesday.
It's so it is in like a day and a half from now. We're gonna have Room Room Pow streaming from Pallet Town for the first time. So make sure to.
Oh, is he coming on Pallet Town too?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be a weekly streamer.
Oh, that's awesome. Is what's his face? Blepnir is still streaming weekly too, right?
Yeah, most weeks. But yeah, he's
Yeah.
Kicking goals. So, oh, thank you for the follow, you.
Yeah, I cannot pronounce that name, but thank you so much.
Thank you. Brown ball 10. And yeah, keep an eye out on the socials. We might be bringing a Battle Frontier meta to you.
Yep. Anyone out there playing any of those team formats? I mean, there's quite a few people, so and there'll definitely be some people probably interested in that as well. And I'm pretty familiar with the metas, so
cool.
Yep.
So it's just the two field metas.
Two fields, yeah. Yep.
I saw the Aurora and Savannah.
Yep. I like Savannah quite a bit, actually.
Okay.
It's fun. Aurora is like kind of a piece of shit, man.
Oh, really?
Anyway.
Who's running it?
It's running by RPS, Rock Paper Slark, and some other members of the community. The problem with Aurora is that they banned every Pokemon. They banned fire, poison, and steel types, and they banned every Pokemon that can learn a fire, poison, or steel move. So fairy types are just like kind of free.
Oh, okay. That was with Aurora.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other meta is just all about Regirock. And everyone loves a Reggie.
Alright, we're rating in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.